I don't think about him much anymore. 22 years gone. But he's still there. A voice in my head. Part of that little satchel of the dead that sits just below and to the right of my solar plexus. My brother Mari and I were 2 years apart, him the elder. We were late coming into my parents' lives, their first child in 1939. Mari and I in late 54 and early 57, respectively. After Mari almost died of meningitis at 3, I guess I thought of him as someone that was broken. By 5, he was that fat kid that most folks point to. By 11, it meant he was useful to the elementary football team as a lineman. I always worried about him, even though we'd roughhouse to the point of my getting hurt. But he'd defend me at school, and he was always there as someone to play with, to share the processing of childhood with. He lost all that weight in junior high. In high school, he was engaged in the 60s rebellion, Students for the Democratic Society and the like. In Dallas, that made him a public enemy. He was arrested, the cops planted dope on him, and sent first to a halfway house for a half year, and then he got caught stealing a $12 steak from a grocery store, a felony of cattle rustling in Texas. So he was sent at 17 to the adult county jail. After that experience, he was broken, at least in spirit. Next 20 years, he found work, hung out with friends, lived safely out on Lake Austin in Texas, or at times at our mom's place there in town. His last 7 years, he resurrected his life by returning to college, acing every math class at Austin Community College, transferring for a bit at the electrical engineering program at UT. When that overwhelmed him, he finished a degree at the community college in microchip production. He stopped drinking during those 7 years, except for the last year. He'd binge on the weekends. My 83-year-old mom and him took a trip to Vancouver Island when he was done with the program. He had several job offers waiting for him. The last morning of the trip, he and my mom had a fight about something stupid. He lost it, threw all her stuff out of the hotel room on the ground. They flew back damaged by the intensity of that fight. That night he called me, drunk and still angry. I told him to sleep it off. I'd talk to him the next day. There wasn't a next day. He was found dead in the bedroom down the hall from my mother a day later. Heart gave out. Bears can be angry and dangerous animals. They carry the burden of their history. I learned that June morning in 2000, when I was staring into the face of my dead brother, that anger kills. That unprocessed sorrow kills. It's hard to unlearn that in just one lifetime.